Hey guys, it's RCK, and I'm glad to have you back here again for our next series. Not a series. What it is just an overview of a part of a mod I've been going over every now and then, the Gathering Sturm. Of course, we've gone over a couple of other nations. Now, this is, I believe, the last one in the list. I think he has one coming out soon, so that's going to be good. We'll have to check up on that when it comes out. So here we have Carcosa, Shattered Sun. It says once prosperous metropolis, Carcosa is now warped and broken reflection of its former self. When the Pancrator disappeared, so did his seven seals that protected the world from the horrors of the void. So definitely getting a relay vibe from this, as far as void creatures and things like that. One such entity was a son of splendor, a being of great radiance that fell in the world and shattered upon collision with the city of Carcosa. Okay, so like it says, of course, it was once kind of great, and then kind of, not every. There's normally kind of a bad event that happens to all these Dominion nations, of course. While its corpse has grown dimmer in the world of man, in the astral spheres, its radiance has not diminished, and some shards have regained conscience, making use of remaining light as a beacon in the dreams of Carcosa and the light of the fiercer place invade weak minds through the cursed yellow sign. Interesting, I like that. Hordes of dreamers and madmen gather under the command of the tattered kings in their bid for godhood and perhaps a chance of reforming what has been lost. Cool. Here we see their little flag up here. Race disposable human cultists, temple summoned void beings, well equipped and trained dreamers. Cool, I like that. Well equipped and trained dreamers. Void beings and human cultists will be your military. The magic is strong astral. Some fire, water, and death. So it looks like lots of astral and then a little bit of everything else. Next, we have strong priests. Aspirants can simple train void beings who do not require labs to recruit. Cool. Standard forts and then temples cost 250 gold. Not bad. That decrease from 400 to 250, 150 gold decrease. It's always good. You're always going to be making temples. You're always going to want to increase your total dominion. So let's see. Let's go ahead and look at the sites that you start with. We have the city, gives one fire, one death. Noonstone, two astral, one fire. Then we have all different kinds of things here. We have the Cultist Montag, Renegade, Temple Trainer, and Void Summons. Of course, we have different kinds of cultists here. All slaves, they have Void Sanity. That one has a net. Mm. There's a pitchfork, so pretty decent pierce damage down that one. And that one has a flail, okay. It's also Berserker. Are the others Berserker? No, that's the only one that's Berserker. Interesting. Next we have this here, so it looks like we have kind of normal troops added on. Spear just looks like a chaff. Axe still looks like chaff here. That's cheap. Low protection. The axe is dealing pretty decent damage though. Here we have a Renegade Archer. Just a short bow, cheap archer unit, not bad. But a cheap crossbow is good though. Well, that's not bad. That's a pretty decent unit. Yeah, this is actually a very nice unit you have here. Very cheap crossbow unit. That could definitely come in handy. Next we have the trainer, temple trainer. Okay, and here we see some of the things you may be familiar with if you've ever looked into Relay. We have Vile Thing, which is also a sacred summon here. Stats are okay, but this is one of your lower end summons. The Otherness, or just otherness. Regeneration has a bunch of resistances, so it could come in a little handy. I mean, high HP pull, size 4 trampler. Not bad. We have a lesser otherness. At this point, it's just a much smaller one. Around a fourth of the size of the otherness. So, of course, you definitely want the other one because you've dropped down to a size 2 trampler. Now, size 4 trampler is just so much better. This guy can really only trample size 1s. Then, Thing from the Void. Not too bad. I mean, decent damage output here. Okay, hit point pool. Regen. Oh, 25% regen, so it's even better. Sacred. Shock. All these resistances it has on it. So something other than that, but I've just noticed that all of these summons here are sacred. That's interesting. And let's check the last one, the Void summons. We have the Void Spawn. Ooh, that's a nasty looking fella. This is a priest level 1, has a 50% chance to either random fire, water, astral, or death. It is sacred, causes fear, berserker, 25 hit points, not bad. Lots of damage output here. Unfortunately, they are all linked to 0, so you won't be getting too much repel off that, but it is berserker 3. And it is blind, but it does have spirit sight, so that's not too bad. Okay, 65 gold. We have a haze. Ooh, interesting. Population killer. Shining gaze, life drain attacks here. Ethereal floating. Okay. Magic being, invulnerable. Also sacred. It's a holy 2. And it's either going to be a fire 2 and astral 2. That's interesting. 60 gold. 1 recruitment point. 1 recruitment point. Interesting. Cool. Heat 6. Wow, Heat 6. Okay. That's interesting. Decent protection at 14. I usually don't see heat scale or heat auras go high on some units, but we have an Elder Thing. It has a Mind Blast and a Paralyze attack. It is also sacred. Basically just a Mind Blaster. Of course, you don't want to get this guy into combat, so we won't look at him too much. We have another haze here. Now, this looks like a haze with a banner. It has the yellow sign attack, and I did look at this a little bit. It's basically like a stun here, so that is quite interesting. Magical resistance negates. Weapon affected by pin bonus. Doesn't affect mindless, doesn't affect blind. Adds 100 to your attack skill. 0 defense is link 5. Cannot be used for repelling. Attacks of this weapon cannot be repelled. Okay, cool. And it looks like the Shining Gaze is the same thing. That has a life drain attack. It is also a standard. Sacred standard here. Invulnerable 10. Heat 6. Ethereal. Population killer of 10. Since this is not a commander unit, of course, it's not going to have as high of a population killer tag to it. Next, we have the Greater Otherness. And here we have a size 6 trampler sacred, 10% regen on it, so it's going to be gaining 9 hit points. I mean, it's okay. It's definitely a big body. It's a high HP pull. It's going to knock a bunch of guys around. So that is always good. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what kind of blessed people can think of with this nation here, since all your summons are sacred. I think that is really, really interesting. And of course, you have the thing that should not be, which is also sacred. Fear 5. Lots of lots and lots of attacks here. Life drain attacks and a single claw attack. Very high hit point pool. Of course, this is on your higher end of the summon spectrum. Of course, you won't have too many of these, but you might see some show up. So there's a lot of interesting things we have there for sure. Looking at the units, we have the Cultist. 5 gold, 1 resource, 2 recruitment points slave unit here, 2 gold per year. So, of course, you divide that by 12, and that's going to be how much he's going to cost per turn. He has a length 0 dagger attack. Very, very weak unit. Below average stats. This is definitely a chaff unit. But he is stealthy, so that may come in handy for you for sure. Undisciplined, void sanity. I feel like a big trait here that is really good for him is the stealthy part, of course. I feel like that's the how you're going to be using him. Uh, and from what I believe, actually, since I do read cultists arm themselves whatever they can find, and combat prowess between them may vary a lot. My assumption is whenever you recruit these guys, there's a chance you're going to get one of the four here, because I have seen that before in another mod, which was really cool. I really like that style here, if that's what you're going with, but we'll definitely check when we get in game. Next, we have the Renegade Militia here. Of course, just another chaff unit. Not as chaffy as the last unit, but still pretty bad. Average skills, low cost, low protection. This is just a unit that you're going to expect to lose. He's just there to take hits. Of course, much better than the last unit because this guy does have a shield and a mask, which is sort of a helmet at this point. So it's better for sure. It's better, but it's still. When you're looking at going from 8 gold, from 5 to 8, I mean it's tough to say. I mean, 2 of those guys versus 3 cultists, depends on what you want. Next, we have the Warrior in yellow. 25 gold, 31 resources, 15 recruitment points. Already, I see this is one of our more elite troops just due to the cost of him. 11 hit points, 11 strength. Okay. Defense skill 15. I'm sure that's due to his tower shield that he has on him. 18 protection is pretty good, so that is going to definitely come in handy. Magical resistance 12, morale 12, decent, pretty good. I mean, you're not going to run too fast. You are blind, and also having spirit sight added on. I mean, that's cool. That could definitely come in handy. So this unit here, it's probably what you're going to be recruiting out of your capital, because you don't have any holy recruiting or sacreds, but of course all your summons are sacred, so that's where it makes up. They do carry meteorite blades and the yellow sign, which is a stun attack, and then the meteorite blade, of course, is a magical damage attack, which is quite nice. It could definitely come in handy for you. And 18 protection is nothing to joke at either. 25 gold, I mean, it's pretty cheap. I don't see why not. So that is you have a very small amount of units here to choose from. Of course, you may get more later on. We'll have to figure out how to actually unlock these guys. Here we have our first commander here, and this is a Dreamer. 30 gold, 1 recruitment point. Okay. Okay, so it's a research of 3. It has no magical paths. It is sacred, but it's divine insights. So what divine insights actually do is you can only have the total amount of divine insights researchers in a province of which, like, as high as your dominion is. So if you have dominion 5, you're only allowed to have 5 of these guys researching in a province. So ups and downs. Usually guys that have divine insights are very cheap, but they do have low research. Like I said, it has ups and downs to it, of course. And no magic paths, which is unfortunate. Next, you have the Noble in yellow, 75 gold. This is your, what's he called? A Warrior in yellow kind of commander version here. 80 leadership isn't bad. I mean, it might be the best you have. And he has a 20% chance to actually random a path. Don't be dependent on these, of course, because I highly doubt you'll get him that 20% chance. He does have a magical leadership of 40, though, which isn't bad. That will definitely come in handy from your summons. But a 75 gold kind of, well, I mean, it says a pretty good commander. It's not too bad. Okay. He is sacred. Interesting that he's sacred, and these guys are not sacred. That's okay. Expirement here, we have a level 1 priest, 75 gold, 2 recruitment points. 50% chance to random fire, water, astral, or death, and then a 40% chance to random fire, water, astral, or death. So, I mean, you can get lucky. You can get astral 2s, death 2s, water 2s, or more than likely it's going to be something like a fire, water, fire astral, water astral. It's going to be mixed, regardless. So, um, if you do get lucky enough to get that second one on top of the first, but there you might see some come out and not have any paths at all, so you have to keep that in mind with chances like this. They are spell sinkers, which is interesting. Take less fatigue. Low research, but of course, if they get a magic path, they will have increased research. Might be a really good idea to go magic skills with this. I mean, by doing that, you're pretty much doubling your cultists there, or your dreamers, their output of research there from 3 to 6. Same with the Expirement there, so very interesting. Might be something you might want to consider, depending on how much of a bless you go into. Next, we have the Phantom of Truth. 315 gold, takes 2 turns to recruit. There's this guy. Ooh, okay. So this guy is not cap only. Okay, I like this. A pretty decent mage here. Holy 2 astral 3. Very, very strong astral mage. A very good magical leader as well. Spy, void sanity 15. Stealthy, very high stealthy. Magic being sacred. 100% chance to either random fire, water, or death. Okay. Of course, these guys can always be boosted up to holy 3s. They have great magic access here. Of course, death is a very, very strong one. Water, not so much. It can come in handy from time to time, just like fire. But yeah, death is always a very strong path to have. Quarterstaff, tentacles, shining gaze. Looks like a stun attack. Cool. 315 gold, pretty expensive, but this is a pretty powerful mage you're getting here. Of course, 4 paths. Recruit anywhere. Okay. And next we have, looks like your big guy here, Sun in Rags. 525 gold, recruitment points 6, so it's going to take you 3 turns to recruit one of these fellas here. From the looks of it, fairly powerful mage. Pretty decent magical leadership. Leads undead just fine. 15 protection, 20 magical resistance is very nice as well. Size 5, 36 hit points. Okay. Looks like you're missing. Oh, you only have a crown, so you can't wear a helmet. You're missing both the arms for either shield or sword, or 2 swords, or however you want to do it. You do have 3 miscellaneous slots, not too bad. And this is a holy 3, which is always good. Death 1, Fire 1, Astral 3, with 100% chance to random fire, water, astral, or death, and then another 100% chance to random fire, water, astral, or death. So you're looking at 1, 2, 5, 6, 7 path mage here. It does take 3 turns to recruit. Possibly could be very, very powerful depending on how you random them. Of course, death 3s are great. Fire 3s have their use. Astral 5s, yeah, they're going to be good. Other than that, you do have a chance to be a water 2 off this chassis here. Probably not the best, but it might come in handy. We also see lots of your units have either fire resistance or cold resistance, so you can kind of pick which one you want to go. Either go full fire, or full heat, and have like heat from hell, rigor mortis plays, or do full cold and do have a grip of winter, rigor mortis plays, because this guy does have a chill aura of a 6, whereas the other ones had a heat aura of 6, so that is quite interesting. Void Sanity 25, not bad. Shun is also ethereal, blind, it has spirit sight, mind slime. Anyone closest unit slowed down, exposed visions, immune to mind slime effect, the value. Okay, cool. Tentacle attacks here has a lot. Stun, Shining Gaze. Of course, you're not going to really want this very expensive mage that you took 3 turns to recruit in combat too often. So you have to keep that in mind. Does have fear. Fear 6, not bad. Sacred. But, okay. Yeah, cool. I like the way this nation is going. I think it's got some cool ideas behind it. I think that this all of these sacred units you're going to have here is going to make things very, very interesting. I'm sure there's a lot of interesting blesses people could go with and just kind of try to maximize these voids here, or void summons. Of course, we're prophetizing our first turn, we're researching, we're making a dreamer. No, I don't think we want dreamer. And we want an Expirement here. We're making a bunch of cultists and then 2 warriors in yellow. And we'll end the turn. We'll see if they random. Oh, these are all crossbows. Oh, the starting army is so nice here. Warriors in yellow and crossbows. Wow. Okay. Very nice starting force you have. Let's see. Ooh, and yes, they do randomize that. This is something I find that is very, very cool. Um, now that we just set our thing to just get cultists, we get all these random, or there's 4. You have the pitchfork cultist, you have the net cultist, you have the normal cultist, but this one has a torch. I don't remember the other one. I thought the other one just had a dagger, not a torch. Which does fire damage. Okay, okay. Is there the other one? There is the flail. That has berserker. That one's definitely a very nice one there. Very interesting for sure. I really do like the way the cultists have their not summons, but their recruitment. I think that is very, very neat. We want to fight. What are we low on? Resources, so we got to go for the cave. Train Temple Monster. Okay. Yeah, train Temple Monster. Just from looks here, of course, lost Pale Ones. Looks like we lost 1 to Friendly Fire. But not bad. I mean, I feel like these guys did fairly well. Since they're just very, very cheap, you have to also consider that these guys do not have Spirit Sight, whereas these fella over here do. So their stats are really low. Really low, all the way down to 2 in defense skill, 7 in attack skill. Yeah, very, very low. Crossbow's doing some work here on these unarmored troops. They do have a buckler. They don't have any armor otherwise. I just like the way this kind of ragtag band here looks marching across the field. Of course, they're going to take hits. They're chaff. Ooh, got some nets here. The nets seem to be very nice. Pitchforks are okay, but I think the flails are very nice as well. And I mean, you do have torches that can do fire damage. May come in handy. Very interesting. Go ahead and end that one. Let's see some of the summons we may get here. Look how much more we can do. Ooh, and that's with no scales. Probably need to recruit some of those fellows, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. So what did we get? We ended up getting a lesser otherness. Okay. Cannot lead magical beings. Oh, that sucks. Alright, let's end the turn. End up losing 14 cultists here, but we did take out 34 indies. Okay. Of course, I just want to look at this ragtag band we have here. Not too bad. Not too bad. I like the way it looks. I like the crossbows. Crossbows are so nice back here. They have very, very nice sprites as well. I do like these sprites for the crossbows. And of course, I do like these for the cultists as well. Yeah, favorite part right here. That's doing well. Flails are going okay. Of course, getting an attack bonus in on those shields, I assume. Very cool, very cool. So we got another lesser otherness here. Let's go over there. Who's a better trainer? Holy twos are good. We're just a little bit off with gold. Let's make one of these guys, have him train a little bit, just to see what we get from him. Oh, wrong place. Hmm. Good, good. Also very good. Okay. We'll try something. It'll be made next turn. The rest of you can be cultist. Ooh, not very good. These guys do seem strong. We'll try it out. I would love to cash though. That's what I would like to have. And we need a little bit more. It's gonna be okay for right now. Well, we gotta put some over there. Alrighty. So that should be it for this turn. Actually did very, very well. The Warriors in yellow do a great job here with the high protection, the stun attack. They have decent attacks back. The archer crossbows dealing fire damage on top. Some crossbows fighting there in the back. Little crossbow. They do have a dagger. Okay, I'm gonna check that. Of course, very high defense skill as well, so they're not taking many hits, which is also very, very good. Tower shield's helping them against the arrows. So that went very, very well. Ooh, and we hit hard here. We just didn't do a good job from the looks of it. Definitely need more warriors in yellow. Okay, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Definitely need more warriors in yellow. So, yes. So let's really get to training. How about that? 6, you need to go up 1. Definitely making some better gold now, so that is very nice. Some light cav, heavy infantry. That looks fine. Well, what we could do, something like that. And then we can make some commanders. We can wait a turn or two and get another leader here. Of course, it's slowing our expansion down, but I figured this nation wouldn't have been too great at expansion anyway. I mean, you can always work with it. You can always become a lot better. I just didn't think it was going to be, okay, it's not an EA paying expansion, you know what I mean? We could still work at it and get a pretty decent expansion, but I mean, I'm not doing, I'm just trying to do it for fun here at this point. Seeing how I can get the training set up since the Templars are so cheap. So far it's looking pretty good. I'm just going to keep going down the line here with that. Can I? No, I won't have enough for one. I might as well just keep making them. What kind of monsters are we making now? So with that level 2, we are making things from the void. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, 40. I see a vile thing there. Cool. Anotherness. Cool. Let's make some more. Ooh, okay. So you don't need a fort or anything or a lab to build your aspirants or dreamers. So that is very nice. Very cool. Should help us out a lot. Building a temple there. Should we build something here, like a dreamer? Nah. I mean, that could boost up our capital research. Or we can try to get 75 more gold. Yes, get 75 more gold. Alright, let's turn 7. I could definitely see people going strong blessed just to try to meme out these void creatures here, but I could see people going for a lot of scales here as well. I mean, I could see it going both ways. Because these warriors in yellow are strong. They are very, very good. Okay, so we have them there. Looks good. Hopefully we don't do too poorly here. They fire water random there. We sent you down there. You're training monsters. You're training monsters. You're training monsters. Cool. You're training monsters. So we're getting, I mean, you have to think that each one of these are producing you a sacred, if not more, every turn. I don't know. As far as the recruitment goes, these, I think you might just get one a turn. But I mean, you could really pump out some sacreds like this. Lost 21 cultist. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, okay. Warriors in yellow did a great job there as well. Not taking any losses, even though hitting them first. Cool. Okay, that's fine. You go there. Let's have you pick up some of these fellas. Oh, non-lab. We can just start building temples out here as well. Makes it very scary to be raided, but that's the name of the game, I guess. Something's going on there. Okay. Let's construct a temple. Move over. And of course, you can fill every one of these provinces up with dreamers as well. Well, you'd have to move them. Never mind, because you would need them to have a lab to research. Okay. Uh, train, train, train. Send everything we got here. Let's just push you there. Okay. That's good. We're able to get another warrior in yellow. I guess. Probably a good idea. Put more in it next turn. Building a bunch of temples here. Lost a lot of cultists, but that's to be expected. Oh, okay. Still have cash. Cash is going good. Still making nut. Cash is still going good. Temple train, temple train. Like I said, there are chances where you won't get paths. So you'll have to keep that in mind. Hmm. Alright. Two good battles there. And it's turn 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You know, very, very average. But then once you look at it again, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 temples. And now we'd have 10 working on 11. So That's a lot. I mean, that's a very decent amount there. For sure, you have to consider whatever bless that we could have taken. We are making that many sacreds a turn. So, even if they are the smaller guys here, they are still a sacred that's going to take a bless. We have 5 there that we built up. There's a large one there. Of course, we have, let's look, 5, 8, so 13 there. 1, 2, started yet. Ooh, looks like you're started. So, you do have to take in consideration that we are uh, definitely ramping up in our ability to have sacreds, regardless of the unit itself, because there is, I mean, of course, it is random between the lesser ones, depending on the level of the priest level that you're using, I assume, to temple train them. So, it's very interesting. I'd probably just cut all those cultists out, try to save some money. But I definitely do see warriors in yellow being very, very strong. Um, they seem to be very good for sure. Hmm. And this force here is still definitely capable of moving on to the next province. But it looks like it's going to be a lot of moving troops around if you're trying to maximize your temple training output, of course. Lots of moving back and forth. Very much reminds me of Ermor. Just the logistics of it's kind of a lot. But let's go ahead and watch the battle in 60, the Broken Land, just to see kind of our little mixture of units we have here. Um, Pretty cool. I mean, I enjoy the way really like the aesthetic to this nation. I like the way it feels. I like the randomness to it, between the randomness in your summons, the randomness of your recruitment between the cultists. I think that's all very cool. I do. You have a decent kind of almost unit here, just kind of, I assume, be like an anti-sacred type of unit. Could definitely help you out against a stronger sacred. So very, very cool there. Very cool. Not sure how you want to do the temples, because temples are cheaper, but of course, I personally don't like to leave temples unforted. So there is that, because any very raidy style nation is just going to really, really hurt you. Just raiding and raiding and raiding. They're going to destroy all your unforted temples, and it's going to be very, very sad for you. Um, so I don't know. There's definitely ways you can think about that. Um, yeah, I mean, just a lot of stuff. This is definitely a nation you're gonna have to sit down one night and just play, and just kind of get the hang and playing it over and over and over, and expansion over and over and over until you really get the hang of it. But yeah, I think it's really cool. Strange bedfellows, elder things. Okay, Imperium frames. This is the haze. Okay, gotcha. Share off. Someone's greater otherness for 4 water gems. Not bad. Hunter from beyond. Ooh, you get to summon the thing that should not be for 7 death. Okay. Cool. I'm glad that these are turned into summons. I think that's interesting. Just want to quick scroll through to see if you have any other special spells. Of course, you have Baleful Light. Invokes the key of the gate, create a warp and fabric of space, and expose a few soldiers to light beyond the world if successful target experience overwhelming pain as their minds are damaged. Oh, okay. Of course, here you can read on that, range 35. It's okay. Not too long of a range, but it's decent enough. Just look there. And also just to think that it's just a astral spell there is interesting. No, not astral, a holy. Sorry, holy. So all your guys are going to be able to do it pretty much. You have mantra, ascent, permanently transform target, berserking void. Gained increased stats, additional inbuilt weapons, high chance of feeble minded caster increase. Okay, cool. Very interesting. Shaping chant provides 3 additional protection to each armor part. Oh. Huh. AoE 25. Shit. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. If I'm reading it right, that's pretty good. Permanently transforms into a haze. Illumination, haze. And what was this one again? Elder thing. What was an elder thing? God, I can't remember. What we can do actually is research conjuration 1. And we can summon 1. Ah, so these are your mind blasters. Cool. And how much was that for 3 mind blasters? 4 astral. 4 astral for 3 mind blasters. Not too bad, honestly. That's not too bad. Which, okay, ammunition of 10. Psychic damage. Very interesting. Cool. So, guys, that's all I have here for this nation. I really hope you enjoyed it. I was pretty tired tonight, but I did want to make sure I got this done. Um, so, of course, not the best expansion, but this is definitely a nation you'd have to work with and figure out expansion. You just can't jump into it and say, okay, well, I'm just gonna expand now and do great at it. No, this is something you have to practice with for sure. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Not sure how well this whole temple trick thing will go here, where you're getting so many summons, and depending on what your bless is, there could be a bunch of different things going on there. Uh, but definitely ideas, food for thought. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.